Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and it is time to get a video out there here on the channel talking about Diablo Immortal, how it is comparing to a new RPG that has launched recently in December, what some of the different metrics mean, and we're going to talk about, is Diablo Immortal savable at this point? Is it trending too far backwards for too long? And then we'll also probably, maybe in this video, talk about some things that would spice it up and make the trend go upwards and all that. We're just going to do a general health report on Diablo Immortal here today, so let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, we just won the Immortals back last night, so it'll be our second time being the Immortals, and now we're going to be going for setting the #1 reign again, because the way it's worked on our server is every reign has been better than the previous one. There's a few different reasons for that. I think as we play the game longer, we learn how to better optimize the points for being Immortals to increase that reign, but also as these servers get less and less active, it becomes a little bit easier for the Immortals to hold off the shadows, because there's less shadows kind of organizing and less strong shadows to try and take them down, and be able to mix and match and send a bunch of different strong players around the different teams and all that. So a few different reasons, but anyway, we just took Immortals back last night, and as a side note, it's not really as exciting as it should be. You know, that would be a topic for a whole other video in terms of making Immortals a lot more hype, and you should be super excited when you become Immortals, and it should mean that you would know for the next month or so you're going to have a lot of fun playing the game, you're going to get a lot of rewards, and you're going to have a lot of fun defending the vault and fighting against the shadows and all the mechanics involved with being one of the leaders of the server as the Immortal. But that's not really the case as of right now. But anyway, that's a different topic for a different day. Right now, I want to talk about the metrics surrounding Diablo Immortal. And let's start with looking at the Google Trends over here of Diablo Immortal. Now, something that you will see when it comes to Diablo Immortal is at the end of the month, we tend to get a little bit of a spike, and that is because of the way they do their patching. Sometimes you get some big things coming at the end of the month. At the end of this month, I hope we get server merges, server transfers, something like that. They probably need to do both. They need to do both mergers and transfers to really get the community united, the players that are left, get them united and consolidated into a few super active servers instead of a bunch of super inactive servers. But you'll see this kind of bear out when we come up to the end of August. We get this little bump right here. You see that it goes from 35 to 40, and then you can see this little bump here at the end of September when they were doing like some of the warband stuff and all of that. We get that bump from like 23 up to 32. So we're getting like a nice little 20-25% buff at the end of the month when we have like new things coming to the game. And what that tells me is people are still passively paying attention to things, and they're considering coming back. Not all of them, obviously, but a good chunk of like 30 or 40% of people are kind of looking at things from the sideline and saying, you know, hey, is this going to be a good opportunity? Is this something exciting to come back and check out? And then they probably come back and check it out for a few days, and then they go, okay, and then they kind of drop off again. And I wanted to show you the chart compared to Undecember, because this is a game that's kind of in its hype phase right now. So this is going to be what Diablo Immortal was back in May and June, when Diablo Immortal was kind of ramping up to release, and then it released, and it was at its huge spike that Undecember is experiencing right now. Now, you'll start to see Undecember start to taper off. Most games are going to lose. I would say a good metric is going to be probably 30% of their players in the first 30 days. And then a lot of times it can be like a 30-90 rule. It can be like 30% in your first 30 days and literally like 90% within 90 days. We'll have to see if Immortal was that bad. So let's pop this over to 12 months. So Immortal, so it would be June 5th. You go July 5th, August 5th, September, early September, we were at 9. Yeah, okay. Yep. So it was 90% in 90 days, literally. And we'll have to see. I think that's a little bit steep. I think any game that has massive hype is going to be like that, probably 90% in 90 days. Games that aren't as hype, like Undecember, probably won't lose 90% in 90 days. It'll probably lose like 50 or 60% in 90 days. Or if it is a super good game, it'll continue to ramp up and it won't even see its peak until like 6 months to a year after release. But if we switch back to the other chart that we were first looking at, yeah, right now, as of currently, Undecember, a bigger game than Diablo Immortal, but I expect them to probably level off at a point here in 2 or 3 months and be either mostly similar or Diablo Immortal slightly bigger. And the reason I do think that it is still salvageable, at least to, you know, a certain degree for Diablo Immortal, is that we do see people coming back with those minor updates at the end of the month. I think what Diablo Immortal needs to do to take this from like a 26 up to like a 40 or a 50 and really generate a true curve that goes upwards is spice up the game. You know, we can't just do like an update to warbands. We can't just do a new Hungering Moon event. We can't just do a same old, same old. We need something that will truly change the game, that will spice it up, that will throw things for a loop in a good way. Something that will make all these players that have quit go, oh, damn, I need to jump on and try that out. That's crazy. Something like that. Spice up the Shadow and Immortals whole dynamic. That is a cool thing about Diablo Immortal, how that whole mechanic functions in the cycle of strife. I'll do another video here on the channel, and we'll talk about like the top things that I think would actually do that and completely change the game and get people to try the game out again and get things going in a positive direction. And I want to get back to a normal schedule of getting uploads here on the channel, you know, on a mostly daily basis to try and stay in the loop here for the Diablo community and how it relates to Diablo Immortal. And unfortunately, it's kind of a similar thing over on Twitch. You can see here the past 90 days lost 90% of viewers and 70% of the people streaming. It's always been extremely weird to me how low the viewers are for Diablo Immortal. You would expect a huge AAA Blizzard game that's cross-platform, PC, mobile, tablets. You would expect this to at least be 1,000 for average viewers. But the thing is, we don't really have any huge streamers that play the game. We don't have a, you know, after like the first 2 weeks of release, we don't have like a Asmongold or an XQC or a Quinn69. We don't have these people playing Diablo Immortal. They kind of tried it out for a week or two and then left, which was a huge blow to the Twitch community. And we're left with some of the the more mid-level content creators that have, you know, 100, 200, 300 viewers. And that's why you're seeing the Twitch numbers level out there around 500. You'll get a couple of those mid-level streamers and then a bunch of the smaller up-and-coming ones rounds out those numbers. But it is super weird to me that it's not like at least 1,000 on the average viewers. We see like indie dev games doing better on Twitch that have none of the marketing, none of the budget, none of the IP of Diablo. So it is very interesting that the Twitch numbers are that low. But yeah, we're going to keep our resources up to date. We've got the classes tier list on our website, diablopro.gg, that we keep up to date with every new battle pass. So we're going to have to update this here in about 10 days from now and reevaluate the different classes and how they rank. You can always pull up our current tier list of the classes at diablopro.gg, where we've got the Diablo class, you know, for Diablo Immortal breakdown, the full breakdown of how we think they rank in the different areas of the game and how the weight distributions play out. And then we'll update that pretty soon here with the new battle pass, and I'll try to revisit the gems, the legendary gems tier list again as well, and keep these different tier lists up to date that we do here in the Aftershock team and here on my channel specifically. So yeah, anyway, in closing, we definitely need something that will spice things up, and I'm going to keep an eye on it for you. We revisit this topic every couple weeks here on the channel, and I think just server merges, we would see this number go from like 19, 20 or whatever up to like 30 or 40. I think just that will double the activity of the game, because the way the Cycle of Strife works, it is imperative that servers are active and robust, with clans able to recruit and go against each other. And these different mechanics, the open world events, and you need a robust server for the game to function properly. So I think just doing that, it will literally be a 2x. And I'm going to get to work on a video here for the channel where we can talk about the things that would save Diablo Immortal and would really start the trend going in an upward direction, because you know, I want Diablo Immortal to be successful. We've probably still got a year, maybe more, until Diablo 4 comes out. So we've got a lot of time to have fun playing Diablo Immortal and do a bunch of these different Cycle of Strifes. And then even after Diablo 4 comes out, the way that Diablo Immortal is structured is it's a game that you can play on the side while you're playing Diablo 4, and you can continue to maintain your account and log in and do your dailies and stuff like that. So hopefully we get the ship righted, and Diablo Immortal kind of takes off and starts going in a positive direction again. And because of some of the things I talked about in this video, I do think that it's still doable, and hopefully we can still put in some effort towards making that happen and do everything we can to explore these different topics and hope it makes a difference. But yeah, anyway, remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy Diablo Immortal content. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace.